geeks and freaks, Big Girl Geek here with a brand new review. I'm here to review The Umbrella Academy Season 1, Episode 1. We only see each other at weddings and funerals. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Geek
3, 2,
Tale.
1.
Alright, so this dropped via Netflix. Thank you, Netflix. It's based off the comic of the same name, which I am not familiar with, which is great because that means I have a clean slate. I know nothing. But the downside is I don't know what they changed or tweaked, and I don't know if that's good or bad. You know, if it was better in the comics or if it's better on the show. But all of you fans of the Umbrella Academy, please do let me know in the comments, and I can't wait to discuss with you. As always, I have my notes, so I don't want to miss anything when reviewing this show with you guys. So, like I said, it's called We Only See Each Other at Weddings and Funerals because it is based off of these siblings coming together for their quote-unquote adopted father, their dad's funeral. He passed away apparently back in October of 1989. On the 12th hour, 43 women who were not pregnant gave birth to these babies, and then some of these babies had extraordinary powers. So this man, Hargreaves, of course, wanted to get these kids and see what type of powers they had, because he's a scientist. He was only able to get seven mothers sold their babies to the strange man because I guess it was just too much and overwhelming for them, because one of the moms, I don't know who her daughter was, maybe it was Ellen Page's character, who doesn't have powers. She was, you know, she's a young girl. She was at a pool swimming lesson in Russia, you know, had a crush on a boy. He kissed her, and then I was like, oh, she's pregnant? What kind of sperm he got? So I didn't understand what was going on until they explained it. But, so I guess I could see if you're like a young teenage girl who's just like, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old and happen to get pregnant, yeah, you might want to just give the baby up. But yeah, it's crazy. And speaking of Ellen Page, quick Ellen Page story. We all know her, of course, is on, oh my god, I'm blanking, on X-Men, Kitty Pryde. I was blanking for a second because I was telling you my story. I happened to be in the emergency room with my daughter one night. She was ill, and I see this woman walk by, this tiny woman walk by, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I know this woman from somewhere. Where do I know this woman from? And I'm sitting there thinking, she walks by again. And I'm like, I know that woman. She walks by a third time. I said, oh my god, that's freaking Ellen Page from X-Men. I don't know why I was blinking. Maybe because, you know, I was dealing with my daughter and at the emergency room in the hospital. And I asked one of the nurses, I go, because she's walking with a guy. Like, she's walking with a guy. And I'm like, a guy that was like security, like a guy. And I'm like, I asked the nurse, I said, excuse me, the woman that just walked by, is that the actress? You know, she was like, yeah, that's her. And I don't know what she was doing in a random New Jersey emergency room. She seemed fine. She smiled at me. Maybe because she could tell. I mean, she's a celebrity. She's probably used to, like, me trying to figure out where the hell I know her from. And I don't know why, as a comic book fan, I was blanking that I didn't recognize Kitty Pryde at first. Like I said, I was probably just, you know, so concerned with my daughter. And yeah, so random saw Kitty Pryde in an emergency room, and that was just weird to me. But yeah, so maybe that, if, correct me if I'm wrong, the mom that we saw give birth, the only mom we saw give birth, that was her daughter, Ellen Page, number, oh lord, I forget, I think she's number 7. The numbers, I have it down somewhere, but yeah, it's hard keeping up with the numbers and the names, especially when you first getting into a series. So we saw that, so we saw that he was only able to get 7. So I have number 1 was Luther. He's strong, my man from, if you don't know him, that's my man Percival from Merlin. If you have not watched Merlin, shame on you. You need to look that series up. Number 2, Diego. He's like, it's good with knives. It's good with hand-to-hand combat. Number 3 was girl Allison. She's now a famous actress, and her power is that she can say, I heard a rumor, whisper it to you, and it turns out to be true. So, like she said, you know, I heard a rumor that, you know, you slapped your mama. You're then gonna go around and slap your mama. Number 4 was Klaus, who's probably my favorite. That is my boy from Misfits. If you don't know Misfits, you don't know that British superhero show, you have missed out on life. Look that up and come back to me and let me know in the comments. Number 7, Vanya. That was Ellen Page's character. And then number 6, Ben, who is one of the siblings who passed away. And then number 5 is number 5. He has no name. And they all they lived together, grew up together in a mansion with a doctor, a giant monkey for some reason, who I can't remember his name, and then a lady who they called Mom, who was more of like their mom, but like their babysitter, but for some reason she don't age. And we saw a quick scene with her. Let me just ask this, get her story out the way, where she sat down and like something came in her head. Is she a robot? Is that why she don't age? Is she immortal? What's going on with that? Well, none of them aged, so I don't know if that has to do with their powers, but something weird's going on with Mom, and she's starting to lose her mind a little bit, and I want to know more about her. She's a very interesting character. So we saw they all come together because their dad, who they all seem to hate, who was a horrible father, died. He didn't pay them any attention. He was just like experimenting on them and turned them into a group of superheroes. And we saw some flashbacks of them as younger kids where he would train them. Like I said, Ellen Page, except her, she was his helper because she had no powers. They called her ordinary. And it's so sad because she wanted powers. And they stopped a bank robbery. And we got to see that number 5 is a teleporter. And number 6, Ben, who died, is sometimes he had turned into some type of monster that killed people. So yeah, we saw that. We even saw a scene with them as kids. It was sad. They were all he was making them get umbrella tattoos. And Ellen Page's character, number 7, Vanya, because she's ordinary, didn't get a tattoo, and she drew a tattoo, a fake tattoo with permanent marker on herself because she wanted to fit in. That was sad. But yeah, so they came together as adults. They've all went on to live their separate lives. Diego is still, superhero hunting. Klaus is a recovering addict, or kind of recovering, but he still gets high, who is very eccentric, who I love. Allison is a famous actress who is divorced and has a child who we have not yet to see. Number 1, Luther seems to, he works in NASA or something. He was like on the moon, and he's very big and strong. So yeah, we love that. And like I said, they're doing these flashbacks. We got to see them stop the bank robbery. We got to see them use their powers. That's how we knew Allison can say rumor, and then that person will do something. She told one of the bank robbers, I heard a rumor that you shot your partner, and he went around and shot his partner. After they saved the bank, the bank robbery, the hostages, the father, the dad, introduced them to the world, told the press who they were and everything. Ellen Page grew up to become, her character Vanya, to become an author, and she did an autobiography, and she spilled all the secrets of the academy, and so they weren't really talking to her because of that. They all seem to have gone their separate ways. And number 5 was missing, but it's explained because he comes back. He was stuck in the future. He was teleported to the future, got stuck there. The future is gone. There's nothing there. He was the last human, so he finally finds a way back, and he comes back and he tells Vanya that the Earth is going to die in 8 days, and they have to do something. So that is the premise of season 1. Loved it. Some standout moments that I did pick up on is when Allison and Luther first see each other for being gone. Luther says, "Oh, you look nice," but it didn't feel like a brother and sister way because they are legally adopted. He legally adopted these children, so legally they are siblings. And something didn't sit right with me. And later find out when she was in her room, because they all went to their rooms, their old rooms, there was a locket that said A and L and a heart. And I'm like, no, Allison and Luther, y'all brother and sister. We see the locket open and it is them. And I'm like, no, ew, this is so gross. I mean, technically, no, they're not brother and sister. They're not blood related. She's also black, he's white. So yeah, definitely not related in any type of way. Except legally because were adopted by the same man. So yeah, it's not incest, but technically it is incest. And I'm like, no, do not put them together. I don't know if that's how it is in the comics. Let me know. But I'm like, I can't ship this. We can't be on this Game of Thrones mess today. Not today. But I do like their characters. But that stuck out to me. Oh, and I didn't know if I said Klaus's power, he could somehow communicate with the dead because they were asking him to communicate with the father because Luther, who seems to have been the leader when they were children, thinks that someone killed the dad, one of the siblings, and it turns out that there was a missing piece of jewelry that he always had that Diego had in his possession. So it's hinting that maybe Diego killed the dad because he seems to be the most, standoffish. He's making mean jokes to the siblings, made a joke about Allison losing her husband and her daughter, and he just seems the most angry. He said the guy was a loser, he wasn't a great father. So it's either hinting that he killed his dad, or that he took it because he really felt like he was going to miss his dad, so he took the one piece of him that he wanted to be close to his father. We saw that Klaus couldn't communicate with his dad, but he is communicating with Ben, who has aged to be their age too. He's not stuck in little boy status, so I don't know when he died, but he is communicating with Ben, the other sibling that they did lose. So that was some good standout moments for me. The humor is great, the acting is great, the lighting is great, the visual effects seem okay. So far from what we did see a great scene with number 5, who came back and is now he's stuck as a 13-year-old boy. He didn't age. He aged in the future, but when he came back, he's 13 years old, and there's some organization after him. That he had a tracker in his arm that he got out. He went to a diner. These people showed up to bring him back to wherever they're from. We don't know yet. And there was a huge fight scene, and I loved it. He killed everyone. Like, it's something weird in me where like I see little kids kicking ass and killing adults that I like. I don't know. It's so weird, but I like it. I liked it in Kick-Ass. I liked it in the movie Hannah. And I liked it here. So, I mean, overall, if you cannot tell by the joy on my face, I loved this episode. This may be one of my new favorite shows. Definitely could take the place of all the canceled Marvel shows from Netflix. I loved it. What did you guys think? Everything was great. The story was great. I'm definitely gonna pick out these comics. I never even it was never on my radar. I definitely want to read these comics, but I don't know, should I read the comics now or watch the entire show and then read the comics, or should I, like, you know, stop right now, read the comics, and then pick up on the show? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So yes, overall, I recommend this. I give this episode an A+. I can't wait to watch more episodes and review with you guys. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, and I will be back. I don't know when because there's so much going on, but I will be back with episode 2 review very soon. And if you're new to my channel, please do hit subscribe. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. I love the show. That's all I have for you guys. Until next time, big girl geek out. Peace. Hey, where are you going? You just watched a cool video. Subscribe.